Gaming sponsorships. How do you even get them in the first place as a small creator, mid-sized creator, or a large creator looking for the right ones? Well, we have the proven strategy to secure sponsors because we are literally sponsored on this podcast. We've done six-figure deals in the past with major gaming companies. We're going to share our secrets, our strategy that actually works. Welcome to The Digital Drop, the #1 podcast for gaming creators, where we help you make gaming content full-time. My name is Andrew Wall, aka AWOL. I've been doing this full-time for 10 years, and now I'm a digital marketing executive and professional creator coach, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, as always. Andrew Perrin is here, senior social media and advertising manager. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. So senior. Also about 10 years now, too, doing social media, which I never thought I would get into. But here I am, and here we are, doing a gaming podcast.
Yay, working from home and making money doing what you like is awesome. Ross, Dylan, social media entrepreneur and creator of VGF Gamers, a gigantic Twitter account you guys should check out. It gets hundreds and thousands of retweets per post. It's insane. This guy knows what's up, building a gaming account. What's up, Ross?
Oh, not a lot, man, but it feels really good. And I guess this is a great of time as ever to announce it. I have been promoted from juggernaut to entrepreneur. And I could not be happier.
Yes.
I could not be happier. This is such a great feeling. I am on cloud 9 right now.
Congratulations. Really, everybody, round of applause for this man. Oh my gosh, in post, you gotta throw in an applause sound effect, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Sorry, everybody, for that cheesy moment. And speaking of sponsorship, guys, this is the very first podcast where we're announcing our sponsor of the Digital Drop podcast, and it is Rode Microphones. You know, the most legit microphone company on the planet. We're not a big podcast here, guys. We get 10 to 20,000 views, listens, downloads, plays, whatever per episode. And Rode is supporting our podcast because they believe in the content we're making. It's helping people improve their production quality, get the best equipment. And so in this episode, all of the vocals you're going to hear during this episode have no extra post-production effects or enhancements. We all set up our mixers and our mics beforehand, and we're using these Rode Procaster mics and Rodecaster mixers. We're only using onboard processing. This is the way this sounds out the box. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Does this sound pretty good?
I need to clarify first. Since I do a little bit of the editing on this, the way AWOL just laid it out makes it sound like we're just going to do all this strenuous work to really make this sound good and let you listen to the raw. It's actually going to be so much easier because, like he said, what you're hearing is actually, it's better than anything that we've been able to do in the past with editing. So it's actually making my job a lot easier. Their equipment is.
Thank you, Rode. And if you think we sound good and you're shopping around for some new gear for creating content, go to our website, propodcastinggear.com. Download our no strings attached free, it's like actually free guide that contains our recommended audio equipment, including the stuff we're using right now. We're not going to collect your email. We're not going to collect your credit card. There's no marketing BS. We're just recommending gear to help you do what you want to do for a living like us. Go to our site, propodcastinggear.com. Download our free audio equipment guide right now, and all this Rode equipment goodness is there. Gaming sponsors. How do you get them? How did we get this sponsor? It's really simple. We've got a proven process that we've used in the past to secure sponsors such as Blizzard Entertainment with six-figure deals and Rode Microphones for a deal that we have here on our podcast. And the process is so simple. We're going to walk you through all the steps you need to know. Step 1, you buy the gear. Step 2, you sign up for affiliate. Step 3, you create content about that gear. Step 4, you tag your sponsors on socials. Step 5, you send them a proposal. And step 6, you exceed that sponsor's expectations by doing more than what they asked you to do. It's that simple. It's 6 steps. And you could even eliminate the affiliate step if you wanted to. Let's go over all these steps. This is how you make money. Let's go. So step number 1 is buy the freaking gear. So a lot of creators come to me, guys, and they're like, look, you know, the sponsor of my dreams is Elgato Gaming, or the sponsor of my dreams is such and such developer or publisher. I'm like, okay, cool. Do you own any of the Elgato equipment? No. It's like, well, that might not be the best place to start. So when it comes to getting a sponsor, just look at your desk, look around your home office, look in your recording studio. What equipment do you own right there? What mouse and keyboard are you using? What monitors do you have? What computer are you using? What mixer do you have? What microphone do you have, etc.? Those are all your potential sponsors. Those could be your first sponsor. That's why Rode Microphones is sponsoring this podcast, is because I was using the Rode Procaster microphone. I recommended it a bunch, et cetera, et cetera. I went through all these steps. And then they sponsored me after I had already bought their equipment and used it and loved it and recommended it. So look around your desk. Who's your potential sponsor? It's staring you right in the face. A lot of creators are wondering, well, I can't afford to buy equipment and to do this whole strategy because I need sponsors to have enough money to buy equipment. You have equipment right now. And these companies are all desperate to get quality influencers to rep their products, to do reviews, to show them on streams and in videos, because they know that traditional advertising and TV and all these traditional marketing methods, they don't work as well anymore, and they need people like you to rep the products.
Yeah, it's also very important, kind of adding on to what AWOL said. Make sure that you actually like the product you're using too, because there is not. It can get very messy when you have a sponsorship. Whether you're doing it for a podcast, a stream, whatever it may be, it can get very messy if it's number one not a good product and you're still trying to have to promote it, or one or two you just don't like it because that's going to show in the way that you talk about the product and stuff. You may not think so consciously, but it does, and it's very obvious, and you will lose that sponsorship very quickly too. So make sure that you actually have an enjoyment of the product that, working, potentially working with it actually gets you hyped, and not like what AWOL said, where you don't even have any of their products. How are you going to know if you like it? Test it out first, because you have to make sure the relationship between you and the person sponsoring you is worth it.
If it's not genuine, your audience is not going to believe in it. And that's why I have step 2 here of sign up for affiliate. So, if you're trying to get a sponsor from like a physical product, Amazon is probably the best stop for you for an affiliate program. Obviously, there are other ways to do that. But to tie into what Ross just said, if you have a physical product like a mouse or a keyboard or a light or whatever it is, a camera, they probably sell it on Amazon. So when you sign up for Amazon affiliate, you can link people to that product whenever you recommend it, whenever people see it on your stream, whenever people see it in your video, when you do that gear listing on Twitch, when you do that gear listing in the descriptions of your stuff, et cetera, et cetera. And then here's the best part about affiliate. If you sell products using an affiliate link on Amazon, you can see the numbers on how many products you sold. And guess what that does for you? It proves that when you recommend products to your audience, people buy them. And that is exactly what a sponsor wants to see. So for example, with Rode microphones, I told them straight up, I've sold tens of thousands of dollars in audio equipment used through my videos on YouTube, and I have Amazon affiliate data to back that up. So when I recommend a product, an audio product, people listen and people buy it. Boom. I had proof that if I get a sponsor and I recommend a product, people will actually listen to me. So signing up for something like Amazon affiliate or other affiliate and referral programs will let you prove that you matter and that people actually care about what you think. Because you hear those horror stories, and all these companies hear these horror stories of Instagram stars with 2 million followers that couldn't even sell 15 t shirts. You want to be able to prove that when you recommend something, people care.
It's also a really good look to show your potential sponsor that you can go above and beyond and you're not just looking for free stuff. I mean, imagine being their product marketer or being their social person and just getting requests for sponsorship, but you can tell that they just want free stuff. They're just going to like slash ignore. But if you're putting in effort, you're buying the gear, you're signing up for affiliate, and you're already being a marketer for them, you're already creating a different look where it's not just about you wanting the product, it's about you wanting to rep the product already. You're already putting yourself in the potential sponsor's eyes as a marketer for that product. So they're going to look upon you more favorably. So when you do get to some of the further steps we're going to talk about here, you're in a much better light to whoever is going to be responding to your email or your request or your sponsorship request to look at you seriously and to actually consider you as a potential sponsor.
That's right. We know because we run social media teams and accounts, and we've been doing that for the last 10 years. And we know that if we work with somebody or we want to partner with someone else, we want them to be able to provide something in return. We want them to be able to market us in return for working with them. And if you're a social media coordinator or social media manager for one of these companies and you're giving free gear to influencers, to creators to try to get the word out, the last thing you want your boss to see is you giving gear to people and then crickets and silence happens after you give that gear out. You might as well just be taking that money and burning it. That's very, very bad. So prove that you're serious as a marketer by signing up for affiliate and getting some results. Today, it's freaking free to sign up. They don't pay me to say that. The next step, step number 3, is obvious. Create content that incorporates these products or these services or this software and post it on your YouTube channel, on social media, everywhere you got, put it up there. And here's what you're going to do. You can create videos where you can review the product. That's the obvious one that most people do. But I think it's even more strategic and it can work even better just to incorporate it in your random videos. For example, you have a Fortnite YouTube channel and you're doing a tactical commentary where you're explaining everything you're doing in a game of Fortnite. 8 minutes in, when things are starting to get hot and heavy and things are getting towards the end of the game, you just take a moment and you just say, look, if you guys think I sound good in my videos, I've gotten your comments before asking me what mic I use. The mic I use is this, and say the name of the mic. Here it is. I'm going to show it to you through my webcam. I actually really, really like this mic. And for anybody out there who's looking to do a recording or looking to be a YouTuber like me, I've actually got a link in the description if you want to buy it. They don't pay me to say this. I just really genuinely like this microphone. Okay, back to the tactical commentary. And then you go back into the tactical commentary and you finish the rest of the video. That sort of plug in the middle of your normal content will sell products because people can tell that you didn't make that entire piece of content to sell them something. You didn't make that entire piece of content to be a marketer or to plug something. You just talked about something you're already using and just recommending it to other people. It's clear that it's the real deal and that you actually like the product. So don't just think, I gotta do a review video. Okay. Another piece of content you can make is a tutorial video, which I think is even better than a review. There's a million freaking reviews of everything out there. Who cares about your review? Teach people how to use the product. So let's say you have a green screen, for example, and you're working with Elgato Gaming potentially. You want them to be your sponsor one day. Create a video showing how to properly set up the green screen in your space. Talk about how far away it should be from you, how you can light the green screen, etc. Maybe you can make a second video about how to use OBS or XSplit or Streamlabs to chroma key that green screen, etc. Now, your tutorial video will show up in search, and people that are looking to figure out how to use a green screen or checking out green screens in the future will find your video, and then you put that affiliate link in the description below. Fun story, I made a video about how to use green screens, and it led to me now being the VP of an Inc. 5000 company and running social media for them. They discovered me by Google searching how to set up a green screen. So people search this stuff, and that's the kind of content you can make that's useful to people and isn't just sell, sell, sell and market, market, market. Cool? Teach people something, be genuine, they'll discover your stuff, and they'll buy those products using affiliate links. Now that you have all of this amazing content where you're talking about this product that you use, you've got data to prove that you can sell that type of product, it's the real deal. You can now cut clips of you talking about the product and post them on Twitter in particular is extremely useful, and tag that sponsor on Twitter with that video clip of you talking about the product. Tag them over and over and over and over again until they notice. Guess how many times you're probably going to have to tag them before they notice? Once. Because we run social media accounts, okay? And when people tag your account and they make a video or some sort of testimonial or something talking about how much they like your product or your service, as a social media person, you are terrible at your job if you don't like that post and if you don't respond. And if you'll probably retweet, to be honest, and you may even try to get in contact with that person if they keep tagging you and they keep talking favorably about you. So that's what I did with Rode microphones. I didn't start out by just, pitching them on a sponsorship. I just tagged them and said, "Hey, I made this video that incorporates your products. I really like your products." Then I tagged them again. I said, "Hey, I made another video teaching people how to use your Rode Procaster mic. Cool. Hey, I made this gear guide that includes your stuff. I really love it." And they started liking my posts and they ended up retweeting one. And then eventually, after I had their attention on Twitter, this is not in DMs, this is public on Twitter. Eventually, I mentioned to them, "Look, I've also got this gaming podcast over here, and we really would love an audio upgrade for my co hosts. And, just so you know, I've sold tens of thousands of dollars of audio equipment." And I went into all that stuff I talked about earlier in this podcast. "And if you want to, we can have a conversation about this. I just genuinely like you guys." You see how I established a relationship with the potential sponsor ahead of time? You see how I provided them with value before I asked for something in return? You see how I kind of took my time and actually were helping them out and helping them accomplish their objectives before trying to slide in this sponsor, Rode Microphones DMs? That is all a part of the strategy. And it's what you should be doing because a sponsor is a business partner, not your own ATM or piggy bank that you're supposed to be making money off of. It's a business partnership. Now, once I was able to slide into their DMs, then the most important thing that almost every creator stinks at is creating a professional proposal to send to Rode Microphones or whoever your potential sponsor is. And that's how you seal the deal right there.
The proposal is probably one of the most interesting parts because you can do all of our steps that you've talked about previously, but it still comes down to how do you ask for sponsorship and in like a way that isn't needy or awkward or like attention grabbing or anything negative. How do you do it in a way that's professional and that they can look at this proposal, they'll actually read it and consider what you have to say. And the way that we've done that is make it very, very simple and clean. It should not be more than 2 or 3 pages. I would keep it 2 or less for sure.
If you don't have a template, by the way, you can just go to Google Docs and create a proposal using the proposals template that's free in Google Docs. So that one is fine too. You don't have to have your own branding. Please continue, man.
In the document, talk specifically about what you're going to give that sponsor. Show exactly what you can execute on, show what you have already executed on, provide links to those assets and resources. And if you want what you want in return, and this is probably the important part, is what you're looking for in return, and spell that out as clearly as possible. The most important way to boil this down is to make the proposal so simple for them to read that all they have to do is say yes or no. And ideally, you want them to say yes. They don't have to go do extra work. They don't need to go get permission from their manager to do the sponsorship. All they have to do is tell you yes. And I think that's the most important element for it. Keep it simple, keep it sweet. For ours, in an example for the Rode one that we did here, we set an equipment list request for myself, for Ross here, and AWOL for you to have the mixer. And you gave links to every single product, gave our addresses for shipping, and had all of the information there. They didn't need to come back and ask us, "Hey, what's this person's address?" There was no other questions. All they had to do was say yes, ship the stuff, and this partnership was made. Keep it simple like that, and hopefully you guys can have similar results.
Think about the person on the other side of the sponsorship, especially if you're a smaller or mid-sized creator. You don't want them to have to do any work to be your sponsor. It's your job to do the work, unless you're a huge creator and then you have the luxury of being lazy. So, what you have to do is do that person's job for them. You finish the proposal in a way that their boss could only approve. There's like no other option. It's such a no brainer to approve your proposal. Okay. Page one, it outlines only the things that you're going to provide them, not what you're going to take from them. Okay. So the first thing they should see in the proposal is what they get from the partnership. Then page two is what you're asking for in return. So you need the very first paragraph they see to be a succinct summary of all the good stuff they're going to get from this partnership. Then you break it out into bullet point items below that's more specific. Spell it out in a level of detail that they don't have to ask you any follow-up questions.
I have a lot of YouTubers messaging me on Facebook and Twitter wanting me to sponsor them on their YouTube channel. And most of the proposals consist of literally a direct message with no grammar whatsoever and just a link to their YouTube channel that says, hey, go see this. If you like it, maybe you can sponsor me. The goal of a proposal, to sum it all down, the goal is to make it as easy as possible on the sponsor to say yes. Like AWOL just said, the least amount of work that they have to do, the more likely they're probably going to at least think about sponsoring you.
That's right. You have to lay out the numbers that you're going to provide to them as well. So that's something that's really important. Go check out my channel. You like, you sponsor? The answer is hell no. They're not going to go check out their channel. They're not going to check you out. They don't have time for that, man. Respect that person's time. They have a full-time job running social media or running a marketing department or running advertisements or whatever they're doing. You really expect them to be like, oh, cool, I'm going to click this YouTube link and go spend 30 minutes watching this dude's videos and then put together a spreadsheet and start to calculate how many views we might get from this. Are you kidding me? How ridiculous is that? Think about the person on the other side. You need to handle yourself as a business person if you want to do a business deal with someone else, not as a, yo, kid, look, I'm so famous, here's a link, sponsor me. You need to really respect the other person's time. It's very important. So you need to detail how many pieces of content they're going to be featured in and what the average views or listens or downloads or plays or whatever it is per piece of content that they will see. Those are the key numbers. And they're going to do a calculation on, okay, so if I get 10 pieces of content, each piece of content will get 10,000 views. That's 100,000 views. Cool. They can do a calculation in their head and know whether it's worth sponsoring you or not. Don't make them ask you the follow-up question. That will lead to a no or a maybe later, and you don't want a maybe later. The last part of this is to exceed expectations, and it's really, really important. And I secured a sponsorship with Blizzard Entertainment with a previous employer. It was a 6-figure sponsorship. It was fantastic. We ended up producing hundreds of pieces of content for Blizzard. It was really, really fun. And they ended up building upon that relationship and buying even more content from us and even more services from us because we did something really important. Once you have the sponsorship, your job's not done. You shouldn't just do exactly what's in the sponsorship. You should exceed expectations. Go above and beyond for your sponsor because they may want renew, they may want to expand the sponsorship, and at the very least, even if they don't renew or expand the sponsorship, you can ask them for a testimonial that you can use later to secure more sponsors. You know what helps you get sponsors? Already being sponsored helps you get sponsors. If somebody sees Rode microphones, for example, on our podcast, and let's say Logitech's looking at us, they're going to go, oh yeah, Rode is a super legit company. Cool. These guys clearly know what they're doing, and this is clearly a legit podcast. If you're already sponsored by a company, display that sponsorship on your social profiles, in your banner, do things you didn't even promise them you would do, recommend their product on Twitter and tag them all day long, and just show them that you love them, that you're truly supporting them, and do more than what they asked for. And I bet you, more times than not, they're going to expand upon that relationship, and you're going to grow and thrive with that business relationship. For example, with Rode microphones, I've been tagging all the different people outside of the sponsorship. I've been recommending this Rodecaster mixer to. I mean, I got my freaking boss to buy it. I got another podcast I'm distributing with Ross to buy it. I got my other boss to buy it. I'm going to get another person I work with to buy it. I've gotten like 5 people that I just know, like through outside of the sponsorship, just in daily business activities to buy this mixer. And I've been tagging Rode and just letting them know on social media, that's what's up. Also, a couple influencers out there like Roberto Blake were talking about gear and what podcasting gear they see other people using. They were asking what they recommend. I responded to that. I tagged Rode. I showed a picture of my Rode mixer in the post. Rode's not paying me to do that. I'm just going out there and going above and beyond for the sponsor. This is just an example of how you build relationships and you build credibility, and then you can build a solid foundation so that you can go full time building your online business. You're trying to run an online business by working from home, guys, and you have to act like a business person in order to do that.
You can try this approach in terms of contacting your sponsor. Like you're saying, AWOL, when you talk about you took a picture of the mixer and replied, you're talking about doing this on Twitter. And I think Twitter is the one place where this type of business and this type of marketing happens the best. You can tag someone on Facebook, they're probably not going to see it. You can tag someone on Instagram, they might see it, but they're probably not going to have this type of engagement response with you. Twitter, we have found at least, is the one place where when you're acting in a business capacity or you're trying to work with sponsors and show them what you're made of, they can see it and they get it and they can engage on it and you really get an impact. So stick with Twitter on this one. If you guys don't have a Twitter for this, I would make a Twitter specifically for going out and talking about your product marketing or the products that you like so that you can begin to get the attention of potential sponsors.
Thank you so much for listening to the Digital Drop Podcast, and we encourage you to subscribe on the podcasting platform of your choice so you don't miss our weekly episodes. Go out there, go get your sponsors, go through this process, and you can build towards going full-time as a gaming content creator. Buy the gear, sign up for affiliate, create the content, tag the sponsor on Twitter, do a professional proposal, and then once you have that sponsor on board, exceed their expectations, and your career will take off.
Let us know how we sound in this episode, by the way. I'm curious to know. So if you're listening and you see this clip on social, hit a reply and say, you guys sound awful, you guys sound amazing. I think I sound the best I've ever sounded. I've never had equipment of this caliber, so I'm pretty excited about it. But I want to know feedback from all of you who listen to us.
At Digital Drop Pod, send us all your questions. We will answer them for free. Normally, we charge about $10,000 an hour. Free for you, for our listeners.